Hey, what's up YouTube? It's me, your humble servant, Aaron Malpica. What's up? I was going to start with the more familiar what's up Twitter world, but you know, this isn't Twitter. Today I have a new unboxing for you guys. This is a special unboxing for me. This is actually my fourth pair of Yeezy 700s that I purchased. Okay, well technically it's not the fourth, but it's the fourth pair of Yeezys that I purchased, but it's not the fourth 700s. This is the third. Anyways, long story short, I'm excited to share this with you guys. I'm sure you guys seen a couple. I wanted to offer my take on it. In this video, we'll be covering over the fit, the sizes, the colorway. We'll be going over the materials, the comfort, and basically me sharing my story of my other pairs of Yeezys. So stay tuned. Check this out. Now, as I mentioned, this is actually my fourth pair of Yeezys that I purchased. The very first pair of Yeezys that I had was the Yeezy 300 Clay. I got those because I sold some Fear of Gods, and I was a bit hesitant to sell those pair, but the guy sweetened the deal. He's like, hey, I'll buy them off you cash plus the Yeezy 300 Clays. And I was like, hey, you know what? It's not a terrible deal. So I pulled the trigger on that. So that was my first pair of Yeezys, the 300s, the 350s. Wow, I can't even get my Yeezys straight anymore. There's so many numbers. The 350 were the first. The second pair that I purchased was the Wave Runners, which you may have seen me wear before. I love these. These are my pride and joy. I try to keep these as pristine as possible. I'm actually really happy that there's going to be a re-release coming out sometime later this year. I believe it's August, because I would love to have another pair to put on ice, or maybe just to keep, because the value of these is insane. I actually bought these last year before they skyrocketed, and although last year they were still pretty high, this year a brand new desktop pair is like upwards of $600. So yeah, it's definitely, I'm glad I bought these last year. Now, what I don't like about Yeezys, I feel like the sizing varies depending from model to model. I feel like it's something that Adidas actually just struggles with. I don't feel like it's a universal fit, depending on the shoe, depending on what the sole is. I feel like it does vary a lot. For example, these are a size 10, okay? Now, the reason I bought these as a size 10 is because I used to have some NMDs, which are, by the way, the most overrated, uncomfortable shoe of all time. And when I tried them on, my true size, which is 11 and a half, they fit huge. So I actually had to buy them small, and so they ended up being a 10. So I assumed that with my size with Adidas, I would be a true size 10 Adidas-wise going forward. But when I purchased these, I didn't realize how snug they were. If you know, like the toe box is pretty, it's pretty firm. So the only way I can actually wear these nowadays, I actually took the insoles out. But again, I struggle with Adidas sizing. These Dawn issue 1, the Symbiotes, which I've only worn these once. I'm actually afraid to wear them because as a Jazz fan, I actually want to keep these because this is our year, baby. Utah Jazz champs, let's go. These are actually a size 11, but again, Adidas does terrible sizing, because if you've worn a pair of Donovan Mitchell shoes, you'll know that the issue number 1s run extremely long. And so these, although these fit me well compared to the size 10 that I have, Yeezy, it's a mess. And then I also have these Dame 6s, which I wear to play basketball now, mostly because it's a cool colorway. These are also crazy size. I believe these are also a size, actually, why don't I just look? These are 10 and a half, and these fit me well. So as you can see, I go up anywhere from 10 and a half to 11. 10, 10 and a half, 11. There's no consistency. They all fit differently. That's why when I pulled the trigger on these, I was like, okay, if these fit me a little bit snug without the insoles, why don't I get those a little size bigger so I can wear them with insoles? So overall, I picked a size 11. Now you may want to jump around a bit and just make sure that this sizing fits you well. I know it may be hard to get, but if you have a homie who has a pair of Yeezys, maybe you guys are the same size, feel free to ask them to see if maybe you can try yours on, see if it fit. Alright, so here we go. Let's do the unboxing. This is your traditional Yeezy 700 box. And as I mentioned, this is a size 11. If you could tell off the box, I just picked up the Creams, which is a new release that came out a few weeks ago. I couldn't pass up on them as a huge Real Madrid fan that I am. I just thought that they would look good with all the jerseys that I own. You know what? Why don't I just show you? I know they just recently got bounced from the Champions League, but I think that they'll go really good with these jerseys. Okay, we got this one. I had to get a Sergio Ramos jersey, and then this one's a special edition Harley jersey. They only wore this once. This was back when Ronaldo still played for them. But anyways, I thought these queens would look perfect with them. So let's finally open the box. I don't know if you noticed, but I seem to always end up talking about soccer on this channel. So I bought these off eBay. As I mentioned, as you've seen in other videos, eBay is the promised land, the way to go. Let's pull these out. Alright, so here we have the Yeezy clay. Not clay, the Yeezy cream. Now I got clay stuck in my head. Speaking of Klay Thompson, I don't think the... Bro, how bad are the Warriors? Anyways, check out these creams. I love these because they're not just gray, they're not just white, they're not just, you know, they have these hits of like cream color, which to me just looks so appetizing. You have the beautiful midsoles, the bottom, the soles. It's nice. It's your traditional 700 colorway model. I can't speak anyways. Forgive me, I'm a bit nervous today. I don't really feel like editing, you know. The purpose of low quality, low budget is you get it as you get it. But you see, you have the hits of 3M right here on the sides. This is probably the most Adidas branding Adidas has on a pair of Yeezys. This 3 stripes right here, covered in 3M material. And then here you have, if you compare them to your standard, the toe box, there is a change, but you know, you can see that they have similar. So obviously there's a difference between a version 1 and a version 2. Yeah, man, look at these. Look how clean they are. These are gonna go so well. Let's pull out the other pair. The paper's a little ripped. Ooh, good catch. Alright, this is the one with the tag. And then here comes the eBay authenticating tag. Let's go ahead and move that up. You should be able to pull up some information about the shoe, how it was authenticated. But man, these are it. Look at these. Just look at them. They look pretty good. They look pretty good. I don't see any, well, it's not perfect, but there's a little scuff mark here or there. It shouldn't be too hard to remove with some Jason Mark, or even if I put some saliva on it. Overall, I think it's a pretty cool shoe. I'm a little worried that I'm going to trash them. The last time I had a pair of shoes that was this clean was some Roches that I bought in Arizona, and I bought those like in the fall, and then by the beginning of the next summer, they were completely trashed. I hope that's not the case with these. I've learned my lesson, and I take way better care of my shoes now. So I hope that I don't jinx myself. However, knowing my terrible luck, I'm sure someone's going to step on them the very first day. I don't know also how many of you guys grew up with very basic cable. I grew up watching the Travel Channel. If you remember Andrew Zimmern, his quote was, "If it looks good, eat it." My quote is, "If it smells good, rock it." Let's do the smell test. Okay, yeah, these are definitely a pair of dead stock. I mean, like I said, the soles are nice and clean. You can even, if you look closely, you can see the boost at the bottom. It's untouched. Something that I like about this is like how it leaves the boost exposed, so you can see from the bottom of the heels. I actually think that's really cool when it comes to determining resale factor. I used to have some blue Yeezy 700 inertias, and I ended up selling them, and I was able to sell them for $250 because I kept them in really good condition. So that was awesome. Let's take a look at the inside. So the inside is your traditional, it'll just say, usual Yeezy. On the back side, You have these blue cushioning impact things. You have the Adidas branding. The inside will look like that. So, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty pleased. I'm happy that I finally get a pair of Adidas Yeezys that I can finally wear with insoles. Don't get me wrong, my wave runners are still mad comfy even without the insole in there. I think I've just gotten used to them, but over the course of time, you break a shoe and it'll definitely mold to your foot. And you know, Adidas does an excellent job of comfort. Although again, their sizing is completely messed up, and you never know what you're doing. It's like a box of chocolates. You do know that you will get some comfort. Looking more into the shoe, it's a perfect summer shoe. I mean, look how breathable that looks. You got mesh or like a Flyknit material everywhere across the shoe. You know, I think it's a perfect summer shoe because you know your foot is going to have some breathability. I'm very excited for it. It's also going to be a perfect night shoe as well, with all the hits of 3M as mentioned. There's 3Ms here on the stripes. Here on the back, it has a little on the heel suspension. You know, you're getting a legit pair. There's even some back here as well. I love how it's pretty cushiony. I'd say it's almost as cushiony. Okay, no, just kidding. It's nowhere as cushiony as you know, some performance basketball shoes, but you know, it'll get the job done. I'm not much of a walker nowadays. As you know, if I have to go walk anywhere, I'll usually be wearing Asics. I think those are still, in my opinion, the most comfortable towards my feet. But you know, we all have different size of tamales. You can't fit. No, you're not. Never mind. That's a personal story. Okay, one time, just kidding. This girl I was friends with, she's like, "Do you like my feet?" And as you know, actually, you guys probably don't know this, but I hate feet. And I'm just like, yeah, I guess your feet look like tamales. And she ended up kicking me in the crotch, so you know, I probably deserved that. But anyways, just thought I'd let you know that fun tidbit. Why don't we go ahead and lace these up, rock them, see how they feel. Maybe some on feet. Overall, I would say it's a pretty cool shoe. It's pretty comfortable. Something that I would say is, you know, as you probably know if you're familiar with Yeezy 700, there's a similar colorway that came out not too long ago, maybe about less than a year, called the Static, which is essentially this, but more, instead of like the cream overlays, this brownish, lookish creamish, it's more white and gray. I do wish those were like that, but again, I should have gotten the Static if I wanted those. I really like these, how these turned out. The comfort is good on them. The tongue's a little bit different than on the typical wave runners. This one's like more like a one piece type thing, and the tongue doesn't stick out as much. I would say though, overall the quality is pretty good on these. I'm not sure if it's suede or nubuck or like leather, but this toe part is like where your toes are. It's pretty soft, top notch. Over here, these hits of brown and cream overlay are really smooth as well. This is probably synthetic leather. This feels more like genuine leather, nubuck type thing. To me, it's all the same, but otherwise, it's a cool shoe. Definitely recommend it. So, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Stay tuned. The next video we'll be doing is for the Asics Backstreets of Japan in the Aqua version. I'm really excited to show you guys those. Thanks for watching. Take care.